Alright, here we are. We're about to play a 2,500 point game. It's going to be Vampire Counts versus High Elves. Jackson, do you want to go over your list?
Yeah, sure. Starting from right to left, I got my 8 Silver Helms here, full command. Got my 5 Dragon Princes here, also full command. Arch unit here, just with my musician. He's also hanging out with my level 4 Archmage Teclus, just with his Book of Hoeth. Got my Prince here mounted on his Griffin with his big dangerous Ogre Blade. 2 bolt throwers here. Big block of 41 Spearmen. Lion Chariot, and my Sword Masters, 15 of them, with the Battle Standard Bearer.
Alright, and then on VC side, I have a unit of 20 zombies. Another unit of 20 zombies. There's actually should be 3 more in that unit, but there's got a level 4 Necromancer and 2 level 1 Necromancers. One's got the Book of Akan, the other one Scroll. We got a Spirit Host, 33 Ghouls, and here we got 41 Skeletons with 2 Cairn Wraiths, a Vampire BSB, and a Vampire Lord, all kitted out to be fear-causing. And we got the Corpse Cart, 6 units of Cryptors, and 6 Fargeists. And we're playing Dawn Attack, so it was randomly deployed. And we'll get back after each turn 1.
So my first turn, everything kind of moved up. The Spearmen, the Sword Masters, everyone ran up. The Griffin flew over to kind of support the horses. I cast. These guys now have the augmented spell Shield of Vines, so anyone who attacks them takes 2d6 strength 4 hits. And my archers and bolt throwers all shot. The archers actually killed a couple of the skeletons. This bolt thrower killed 3 ghouls. And this guy did 1 wound to the Cryptor. That's about it.
Alright, and now we're off to Vampire Counts turn 1. So we just finished up Vampire Counts turn 1. I just moved up a little bit, kind of looking at those knights over there with all those fun big toys. My level 4 Necromancer cast Curse of the Years on those Spearmen, which I ended up killing 12?
Yeah.
12 plus the unit champion. And then he failed to dispel it, and then I had 2 dice left, and he dispelled my 6-inch bubble heal. So, yeah, that's essentially my turn. Just a little bit of moving around and Curse of the Years. We are now going on to the High Elves turn. Alright, so we kind of missed the High Elf bottom of 2, but his Swordsmaster just moved up 8 inches. Spearman, I think, just stood there. The Wolf Chariot went over there to try to flank my zombies. On my turn, I just moved the Spirit Hosts over to get in front of them. And then I just shambled up to hold this wall. In his magic phase, nothing happened.
I dispelled Curse of the Ages.
Dispelled Curse of the Years, and then I dispelled his other 2 attempts. These knights moved back. The knights over here in the Griffin came over to flank me. So I turned my Cryptors around, and I moved my Vargeists up a little. And in my phase, he dispelled Curse of the Years. I tried to recast it, and he dispelled it. And so he used all his dice. So I got to cast a 6-inch bubble heal, which also affected the Corpse Cart, which hit everything in that little bubble. So everything has always strike first. And I tried to use the Book of Akan on the ghouls to reroll to hit, but I rolled a 2, so the book didn't go off. And we are starting turn 3 now. So this is just after High Elf's turn 3. His wizard cast. Oh, the charges were the Silver Helms and his Griffin charged into my Cryptors. His Dragon Princess tried to charge my Vargeists, and he failed. The Chariot did not charge the ghosts, and then just kind of walked behind him. And the Sword Masters turned to try and get into the flank of the ghouls, but just could not move over far enough. In the magic phase, he he dwellers below my skeleton unit with my with my general and stuff in there. General rolled a 6. My general died. I lost some skeletons to it as well. During the crumble test, my ghosts disappeared, and my Vargeist took 1 wound. In the shooting phase, they took another 3 from the bolt throwers.
Yeah. The general or the mage had a miscast. He blew up, took a wound.
No, he just did the everyone that channels magical feedback. Yeah, he took a wound from that. In the combat, the Silver Helms and the general on the Griffin ended up doing 6 wounds. Yeah, 6 wounds? 6 or 5 wounds.
Yeah.
It ended up being that the Cryptors lost by 6, but the BSB negated one of those wounds. And in return, all I did was 1 wound to the Griffin. So we are off to Vampire Counts turn 3. So we just finished Vampire Counts turn 4. I did a dual charge with my skeletons and ghouls into his spearmen. My zombies charged across into the flank of the swordmasters. None of my other stuff really moved. Magic phase, I got he dispelled my bubble heal, but then I just did Van Hell's Dance on my cart so that everything could get always strikes first, because I only rolled 3 on the Winds of Magic, so it was a pretty weak phase. In combat, my hero bunker and my ghouls won by 7 in total against the spearmen. Spearmen fled, couldn't catch them. Over here, the Crypt Horrors versus the Silver Helms and the Lord, his general on the Griffin. He ended up winning by 2 at the end of it. The Griffin only has 1 wound left. But, yeah, the Crypt Horror is dead next turn, but hopefully so is the Griffin. And over here, the zombies didn't kill anybody, but just lost by 5, but there was still enough to just hold him there, and so that he can't charge me on his turn.
And my mage died.
Oh, and I forgot, the Vargeists. They charged across the field into his archers with his wizard. He shot down 1 when I was flying in. Oh no, he did 1 wound and then stabbed him to death. But my Vargeists just ate the rest of the archers and are looking at nothing, which kind of sucks. So we are off to turn 5. Here we are at High Elves, top of turn 4. There's a little correction. I messed up on saying what turn it was. Last turn it was the end of turn 3. So the High Elves, what charged? Oh,
Yeah.
the Phoenix Princess? Dragon Princess charged across into the flank of my skeletons, and that was it for charges.
Yeah, these guys obliterated the 8 zombies that were left.
Yes, the swordsman did destroy 8 skeletons, yes. Over here, his general did 3 wounds to my Cryptor, my last Cryptor, and I regened 1 of them, which gave him enough attacks to get 1 poison off onto the Griffin to dismount him. Unfortunately, my corpse cart wasn't angled properly, or else I could just charge my chariot into his general dude, which would have been a lot better of an ending for him. Over here in this combat, I made way with both of my my carrion wraiths, so that they were like this, so that only 3 knights could have fought. It turned out that he killed 4. I only killed 1 because with 6 attacks, I got all 1s and 2s. And he failed his fear check, so everything was that was just a bad roll on the Wraith's part. I couldn't reform because I rolled a 12 and then an 11 when I only had -2 to reform. But now we are off to Vampires turn 4. So this is the Vampire Counts turn 4. For charges, I did my Ghouls charged into his Spearman. And my corpse cart charged into his Silver Helms. And my Vargeist just turned around to try and figure out what they want to do. And these guys just kind of moved up. Magic-wise, I think I got 3 spells off. I Curse of the Years, the Swordsman, that ended up killing 5. And I Van Hell's Danced my Skeleton unit. And wound. Oh, I also did 1 wound to his general with the Gaze of Nagash. But in combat, my skeletons killed his dragon princes.
Who failed like 8 3-up saves.
And the spearmen were afraid of my ghouls, so they ended up killing 2
There are lots of 5s and 6s.
2 ghouls, and I killed a bunch, like 10.
Yeah.
And I lost 1 skeleton against the dragon princes. And we are off to High Elves turn 5. This is the end of the High Elves turn 5, actually. Just changed the turn marker. The Swordsmasters charged into my ghouls. I was kind of hoping that he would take the bait of charging the flank of my of that unit. His spearmen rallied.
Okay.
Again, the general that charged into the side of the corpse cart ended up just killing it and he tried to overrun off to the side so that his silver helms can come across into my necromancer. The chariot itself charged my necromancer unit into the rear, killed a bunch of zombies, and now I'm not in a good position because I was really hoping that he'd take that bait. So we are off to my turn 5. So things aren't looking good for the vampire counts right now. My Vargeist charged the what the hell's it called now? Bolter, and tried to get a good overrun to get into the Swordmasters, but I rolled like a 3. So they are about to die, and my undead unit, my skeleton stuff, just moved over so that they could try and intercept the silver helms. And my zombies got bigger, and I basically lost by 3 from that combat. And we are off to High Elves turn 6. So this is High Elf turn 6, where his silver helms charged into the flank of my zombies, and with that they just wiped it out. Silver helms hit every single time, wounded every single time. The lion chariot hit every single time, wounded every single time. Did like 1 by 18. I just crumbled and died. The Swordmasters and the Spearmen did... Well, they just killed my Vargeists before they got to go. And we are into Vampire Count turn 6. Alright, this is the end of Vampire's turn 6. The only thing I had left was my skeleton unit. They charged the High Elf General. While he stood there, he issued a challenge. He put my BSB in the back. And my skeletons ended up doing 1 wound. That made it through his armor. And he lost by 4, rolled a 7. And he ran a 7 to run away, and I got an 8. So I caught him. And looking at the table, I'm pretty sure he won. I mean, I don't have many points left. That skeleton unit is not that much. I mean, probably just those the Swordmaster and the Silver Helms equaled up the points. So, yeah, I believe that is a victory for the High Elves. Congratulations, cheating bastards.